Welcome to the KZGN News. Today we'll bring you news of a new anti-smoking bill just signed in California, information as to what's next for the Republicans, a street repair list for Ridgecrest, news of discounted adoption rates at the Ridgecrest Animal Shelter, some events going on this weekend, today's gas prices, weather, sports, and much more.
From the Rademacher Hills to Bee Mountain and the mighty Sierras, Ridgecrest to Inyokern and China Lake, this is your news for the Indian Wells Valley with the KZGN News Crew.
Hello, I'm Tom Whitnick. Thanks for joining us for the news affecting Ridgecrest and the Indian Wells Valley. So now that Trump will be the nominee, what happens next for him and the party? What will now happen at the Republican convention in Cleveland in July? Trump has outlasted a large and impressive Republican field to lock up the party's nomination. Now comes the hard part. The presumptive nominee has to transition into the general election phase of the campaign at rapid speed. On his to-do list, Trump will need to select a running mate. He'll set programming for the convention, grow his campaign team, raise millions of dollars, and unite a fractured party. He starts this period with an organizational disadvantage to many past nominees. He is also a first-time candidate without an established political network of resources after funding most of his primary election himself. Now that he is the nominee, Trump will have to focus significantly on fundraising, not just for himself, but also for the national and state party to identify, organize, and mobilize voters. As the nominee, Trump will have full control of the convention and will be tasked with planning the programming and picking key speakers. He will also be able to replace some positions held at the party with staff of his own allies if he's able. And he will be in charge of shaping the GOP platform, which concerns many in the party who disagree with him on a variety of policy positions from abortion to trade to foreign affairs. Convention spokeswoman Kirsten Kurkowski said staff is beginning to work with Trump campaign staffers to bring them up to speed on the months of preparations with the intention of uniting the party ahead of the gathering. Trump has begun the process of picking a running mate and tapped former rival Ben Carson to oversee the search. Trump told MSNBC he would likely go the political route and pick someone with legislative experience and with good relationships in Washington to help him get things done. Ed Brookover, Carson's former campaign manager who now advises Trump, said Trump will be looking for someone who will be as committed to change as he is, but also someone he can work with on key proposals that will need both the support of the American people and support in Congress. Those characteristics might have calmed some anxious party members looking for signs from Trump that he could be more presidential. Reaction from Republicans after waking up to the reality of Trump as their official standard bearer was mixed. So party unity is of prime importance. Only Trump can make that happen, and all the news pundits are waiting in excitement on Trump to start making selections. How he picks his vice president is important. His cabinet selections are important, and very important. It is rumored he might provide a list of potential Supreme Court justices he would select from. All these positions will be an important facet to uniting the party. All the party drivers are now just sitting off to the side waiting to see what he does. So many expect Trump will start making names known soon. Well, did you hear there's a new anti-smoking law in California? In news from Sacramento, Governor Brown on Wednesday approved raising the legal age to buy tobacco for smoking, dipping, chewing, and vaping from 18 to 21. Democrat Governor Jerry Brown said he signed the measure along with 4 others restricting tobacco use. In April, Hawaii became the first state in the nation to raise the legal smoking age to 21. And more than 100 local jurisdictions around the country have made the change, including New York, Chicago, and San Francisco. Democratic State Senator Ed Hernandez, author of the bill to raise the legal age, expects other states to follow the lead of California. It's going to send a shockwave across the country, Hernandez said. Anyone who gives tobacco or tobacco paraphernalia to someone under 21 could be found guilty of a misdemeanor. Under the new law, people ages 18 to 20 will no longer be allowed to buy tobacco in California starting June 9th. That's quick. Veterans organizations and Republican lawmakers in California objected to the bill, saying people old enough to die for their country are old enough to use tobacco. The California proposal stalled for 6 months until lawmakers agreed to retain the 18-year-old tobacco age for military personnel and passed it in early March. The Institute of Medicine reported in March 2015 that increasing the smoking age to 21 would immediately deter 15% of people 18 to 20 from taking up a lasting tobacco habit. The study, conducted at the request of the U.S. Food and Drug Administration, found that raising the minimum smoking age above 20 will mean that those who can legally obtain tobacco are less likely to be in the same social networks as high school students. Brown also signed bills to regulate electronic cigarettes. They set annual tobacco license fees, push for all charter schools to be tobacco-free, and expand existing requirements for tobacco-free workplaces, including small businesses, break rooms, and hotel lobbies. He vetoed a bill that would have allowed local governments to establish tobacco taxes. But additionally, anti-tobacco groups are also collecting signatures to raise cigarette taxes from 87 cents per pack to $2 per pack. They notified state officials in February that they have collected at least 25% of the 535,000 signatures they'll need to place the question on the November ballot. So here's another possible initiative we'll be voting on in November. Speaking of voting, here's a warning to everyone watching this. California will likely be the final determining state for the Republicans and impact the final results for the Democrats. It's just 5 weeks until the June primary in California. And for the first time in many years, California is very important for both parties. It's looking like California could be the vote that determines the presidential nominees. For the Republicans, even though Cruz has now dropped out, Trump still needs to get the minimum 1237 delegates he needs to clinch the nomination. It's highly likely that California could be the one that puts him over the minimum number. For the Democrats, while Clinton is leading, Sanders has not given up. He believes California could be a state he can win and really challenge her at the convention. So they'll be campaigning here. Sanders believes that if he wins California, he could break up Clinton's hold on the superdelegates. Anyway, if you're not registered to vote now, you have time to register, but not much time. To vote on June 7th, you need to register 15 days before the election date. So you basically have about 2 weeks to get registered. But don't wait till the last minute. You can pick up registration forms at City Hall, Post Office, libraries, or go register at the DMV. You can also register from home via the internet. Just go to the Kern County Election Department website at elections.co.kern.ca.us/elections. There is a button on the webpage that says, "Click here to register to vote." Again, this primary is finally our chance to determine a national election. By the way, there will be initiatives on the ballot as well, some very important initiatives. There will be local and state initiatives. So if you want a say in who gets elected president and want to vote on some real important initiatives, get registered now. Be part of the process. Now stay with us for news from the city when we come back. Thanks for staying with us. Now in city news, the Public Works Department, along with the Street Maintenance Division, is announcing that road work will be taking place in numerous areas throughout the city of Ridgecrest during May 9th through May 19th. The Street Maintenance Division, along with the contractor, will be reconditioning the following roadways next week: Inyo Street from Ward to Olean, Kennett from Inyo to Downs, Bryan Circle, Fendrick Circle, Scott Circle, Lorraine Court, Marlene Court, Gateway Boulevard from Upjohn to Church, North Sutherland from Ridgecrest Boulevard to Richard Court, and finally Albert from Upjohn to Mariposa. The roadways will be open during the resurfacing period. However, there may be some side street closures to the main streets. The Streets Department is asking that the community use alternate routes during the hours of 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Thursday. The Public Works Department and the City of Ridgecrest thanks you in advance for your cooperation and understands that this could be an inconvenience during the resurfacing of the roadways. These roads are being funded by Measure L tax dollars and tax allocation bond funds. In the happy news from the Ridgecrest Animal Shelter, we get this report. Are you looking for a new family member, dog or cat? The Ridgecrest Animal Shelter is a great place to find that special addition to your family. They keep these animals almost indefinitely until they get adopted out. This month, they are having a special in adoption costs. The special adoption rates for all dogs is only $45. All cats are free right now. With the adoption, you also get a free spay or neuter voucher and microchipping. When you get your new pet neutered or spayed, all you have to pay is a $20 copay, which is a huge savings for the owner. The shelter hours are Thursday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 5 p.m. Again, they have all sorts of wonderful dogs and cats out there, just waiting for you to come out and meet. And as always, if anyone has anything they can donate to the shelter to help pay for keeping these pets available for adoption, you can help. They always need blankets and towels for the pets. They take donations of dog and cat food and any other supplies. And of course, cash donations can be made as well. This is a shelter that goes to the greatest lengths to save and place dogs and cats. You can help. For more information, contact the Ridgecrest Animal Shelter. Oh, and they have a Facebook page as well. And hats off to the great staff. You folks are awesome. All the way from the shelter officers, staff, and PAC volunteers that help take care of the shelter. And if you'd like to be a volunteer worker, contact the shelter for an application and details. You can volunteer as much or as little as you want, anytime you want. Without the volunteers, we wouldn't have the shelter we have today, said Mary Stage, shelter supervisor. News from Ridgecrest Regional Hospital and Hospice, they're announcing their 6th annual live butterfly release. It will happen on Saturday, May 7th. It'll be held at 11 a.m. It will be on the Ridgecrest Regional Hospital front lawn area. This is an event to raise funds to support hospice. The community is invited to help raise this funds by sponsoring a painted lady butterfly in memory of a loved one. The celebration will include the recitation of names, an inspirational poem, release of painted lady butterflies, and a reception to follow. Enrollment forms are available at hospice or online at www.rrh.org. Mail them to Ridgecrest Regional Hospital, attention Tara Moorhead, 1653 Triangle Drive, Ridgecrest, California. For more information, you can call Tara at 760-499-3617. And in preparation for our July 4th celebration, there is a group of people getting ready to stage a July 4th pageant. It will be titled, Our Country 'Tis of Thee. It will be a choral arrangement of the history of America. It will be performed the morning of July 4th. The group is looking for children that want to perform. Children aged 5 through 12 are invited. All children in the community are invited to participate. Rehearsals will be held at the LDS Meeting House at Norman Las Flores on Thursdays during May from 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. The actual address for the rehearsal location is 501 North Norma. After school is out for the summer, rehearsals will be Monday through Thursday mornings from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. The final dress rehearsal will be July 2nd. Sign-ups will be during the first 2 rehearsals, the first being May 5th and the second May 12th. The May 12th one is the most important as it will be the one that sets the whole thing in motion. For more information, contact Penny Belt at 760-375-6928 or email her at beltfamily@verizon.net. And as a side note from us here at KZGN-TV to the nonprofit community, we here at KZGN-TV want to help promote your activities. To do that, we need you to tell us about them at least 2 weeks in advance. And if you would, email us a script for us to use. That would be very helpful. It is very time-consuming for us to try and write up a script for you. Some send us an advertising flyer and ask for our help in getting the word out. That really is not what we need, because we have to take that flyer and then write a script suitable for reading on the news. That takes time. So please, if you would write up the script and email it to us, we'll be happy to get it on the air. If you don't do that, we might not get it done in time to be useful to promote your event. Email scripts should be sent to info@kzgn.net. Again, we here at KZGN-TV want to help nonprofits, but please help us by sending a script via email with the details of your project or event. Now in KZGN continuous effort to provide news and information you've asked for, here are today's gas prices for Ridgecrest and some surrounding areas. Well, since my last report, local prices have held steady. And the good news is we still have the lowest prices in all the areas we're monitoring. As of this morning, Ridgecrest is ranging from $237 to $299, Lancaster from $269 to $309, the LA Valley area $257 to $289, and the Bishop area $277 to $299. We have 4 stations at $237 per gallon. Tune in Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays for updates. We at KZGN always suggest you shop locally to support our local economy. Remember, when you pay sales tax out of town, you're helping those cities pave their streets instead of here. Now stay with us. After the break, we'll have weather and sports. Thanks for staying with us. Now here's Lane with the weather.
Thank you, Tom. From the National Weather Service, a storm system will bring rain and thunderstorms to much of the Intermountain West and northern high plains. A few severe thunderstorms with large hail and damaging winds are possible from northeast California to Wyoming. Heavy rain could lead to flash flooding in some of the western states. Severe weather will be possible in the plains Saturday. Temperatures across the nation. Carolinas at 61, Georgia at 68, Arkansas at 74, northern Texas at 85, Arizona at 74, and Los Angeles at 63. And for us locally, tonight, a 30% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy with a low around 53, southwest wind 5 to 15 miles per hour with gusts as high as 20. Saturday, a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms, partly sunny with a high near 76, southwest wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Saturday night, a 20% chance of showers and thunderstorms, mostly cloudy with a low around 55, south-southwest wind 5 to 15 miles per hour. Sunday, partly sunny with a high near 80, southwest wind 5 miles per hour. Sunday night, partly cloudy with a low around 56, west-southwest wind 5 to 15 miles per hour. Monday, mostly sunny with a high near 86, south wind 5 miles per hour. Monday night, mostly clear with a low around 57, southwest wind 10 to 15 miles per hour. And Tuesday, sunny with a high near 87, west wind 5 miles per hour. And that is your forecast for the IWV. Now back to Tom.
Thanks, Lane. And now Tom Hecht has sports.
And a very pleasant Friday afternoon to everyone. Let's start with the NBA note. Frank Vogel, last 7 years, the head coach of the Pacers, was fired yesterday. Larry Bird, the GM, had to make that decision. In the NHL last night, it was a very good win for the Blues against Dallas, and Nashville beat San Jose. So Nashville down in that series 2-1. It was Nashville that beat both of our teams. They beat the Ducks, and it was San Jose who beat the Kings. NBA playoffs, the Cavaliers will beat the Hawks tonight, and the Spurs and the Thunder. It is 1-1 in the Spurs-Thunder series, 2-0 in favor of Cleveland. That game tonight in Atlanta. Now, last night it took overtime, but Toronto ends up beating Miami. They lead that series 2-0. Terrell Lowry had a great overtime period. Major League Baseball, Don Mattingly, former Dodger manager, having a great season so far with Miami. They beat Arizona 4-0 last night. Miami now, believe it or not, has won 11 of 12 games. That's their best streak in years. The Cardinals, Cleveland, Orioles also get wins. Now, the Orioles beat the Yankees 1-0 in that game, and they shut them out in extra innings. First time the Yankees have been shut out extra innings since 1943. Unbelievable. The Cubs, best record in baseball. They beat the Nationals again. The Reds do the same thing to the Brewers. The Angels this week lost 2-3 in Milwaukee. They'll start a 3-game series tonight against Tampa Bay. The Dodgers split with Tampa Bay down in Florida this past week. The Dodgers will open up a series in Toronto tonight. Both Burrows baseball and also softball will be in action today. And don't forget about the big dinner tomorrow night, 6 o'clock at Saracoso. Tickets are on sale at the door. We're going to honor the teams in the community. Also the Alumni of the Year, Sammy Christensen from 98 and 99. That's your sports for Friday. I'm Tom Hecht for KZGN.
So that's the news for today. Also, KZGN-TV know you have a choice in what you watch for your news. We all thank you for choosing KZGN-TV, Ridgecrest's only locally owned community TV station. Now stay tuned for Ridgecrest Talk coming up next.